Portal 2, absolutely fantastic. What are my final thoughts on Portal as a series of games, both Portal 1 and Portal 2? Do I like them? Do I not? I really like both games. They're both fantastic. Portal 1 is definitely a little bit different than Portal 2. Portal 1, in my opinion, is a little bit more of an experiment. It's like, let's make a puzzle, let's do a physics challenge, and let's see how far we can push the Source engine, kind of thing. Portal 2, on the other hand, is a little bit more flushed out. It's a little bit more like a full game, I would say. And both of them are fantastic for similar reasons, but there's definitely games which, in the two games that there's definitely aspects which are better in each, I would say personally. Like, with Portal 1, I personally think like the runaway section of the game, where you're running from GLaDOS, is a little bit more fun and exciting than in Portal 2. But the boss fight in Portal 2 is definitely more satisfying than Portal 1, in my personal opinion. Of course, the story in Portal 2 is more significant than Portal 1. We're really not told anything in Portal 1, but that's part of the point of the game. Both games are fantastic. It's hard to put one above the other. There's definitely aspects of both games that are better when compared to the opposite game. But I really like both games. Really, both games are fantastic. Both Portal 1 and Portal 2. Honestly, they're like 10 out of 10 games. Both of them are like 10 out of 10 games to me. Like, they're both fantastic. I love both Portal 1 and Portal 2. They're both really good. If y'all haven't played with them yet, I do recommend you play Portal 1 and Portal 2. You can get them for really cheap on Steam these days. They're on sale all the time. Absolutely worthwhile purchases, if you ask me, and just worthwhile games to pick up in general. I do highly recommend Portal 1 and Portal 2. They're both fantastic, and they're both just great games as a whole, frankly put. Do I like Portal and Portal 2? I do. Portal and Portal 2 are both fantastic games. I love the story. I love the universe. I love the puzzles. I love the gameplay. I fucking hate Wheatley, but GLaDOS is pretty based, so no complaints on my behalf, that is for sure. Portal 1 and Portal 2, absolutely fantastic. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Portal 2 has such an amazing atmosphere going for it. It really does. The atmosphere of Portal 2 really is just so good, and that's one of the aspects of Portal 2 that I really do love just so much. From the very beginning, the atmosphere that Portal 2 has is just, frankly put, next level. And it's really interesting to see the atmosphere of Portal 2 compared to, like, let's say Half-Life 2 as well, kind of thing. Because Half-Life 2, yeah, you've got a really interesting, unique atmosphere, but it's very dystopian, and it doesn't really change over the course of the game. But with Portal 2, you start with a dystopian, apocalyptic atmosphere, and then you move into something else, and then something else, and then something else, and then something else even more. And that's very interesting. For the atmosphere to change, and for the environment and aesthetic to change that much, to that degree, over the course of a single game, and over the course of a single chapter, honestly, is really cool to me, and that's something that I do really like. I will acknowledge. Protal, as impartial as... I'm getting more jumbled up. Protal, you're saying, as impartial as I am to Portal, Portal 2 is a perfect game in my opinion. Portal 2, in a lot of regards, is very much perfect, if you ask me. I personally can't really rank Portal 1 above Portal 2, personally. They're different enough games, and I know saying that they're different enough games doesn't really make a lot of sense, but for me, Portal 1 is really about the test chambers. That's what it's about. That's what the game is. Whereas Portal 2 is about so much more than that. So even though both of them contain test chambers, they're not the same. So I can't really put one above the other, but I would absolutely agree that Portal 2 really is just such a perfect game. It really is. It hits every nail that I want from a game, is just so nice, and is just... Portal 2 is fantastic. I love Portal 2. Portal 1 is amazing, but while I can't rank one over the other, Portal 2 really does just knock it out of the park, possibly even more. Portal 2 is fantastic. I love the Portal series. I love the Valve Cinematic Universe. And I frankly have no complaints on my behalf, I will admit. No complaints on my behalf at all. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Great games. Great games. Sealy, you're saying you prefer the gameplay of Portal 2 in comparison to Half-Life? Same here. I will acknowledge. It's my personal preference as well. Now, don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed Half-Life as well. However, I just find Portal 2 to be more fun. Honestly, I really do just find Portal 2 to be more fun. And, it's just really as simple as that. It's really just as simple as that, in all honesty. it's insanely well fleshed out. Can't believe that Portal 2 came out when it did. No, seriously, I really do think it. I really do think that Portal 2. It's such an insane game for. I mean, like, it came out in 2012. And, I mean, like, for me, that wasn't that long ago. I mean, like, Minecraft first came out in, what, 2009? I started playing Minecraft in, like, 2010. Probably maybe more like early 2011 kind of thing. It was like 2010, 2011 I started playing Minecraft. Minecraft came out then, and Minecraft is an insane game. And Portal 2 is amazing. It's odd to say amazing for the time, or can't believe that it came out when it did, because, I don't know, 2012 just wasn't that long ago for me. I'm not sure, but either way, it's a great game. I think it's an amazing game, and I love it very much. And Portal 2, absolutely fantastic. If you guys have not played through it yet, you absolutely should. You absolutely should. Let me just put it that way. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No complaints on my behalf. No complaints on my behalf.